So the WNBA have released their MVP ladder. And I'm very confused at this top three. I'm very, very confused at number 3. So they have A'ja Wilson at number 1, and I'm cool with that. Look, yeah, team success is not the greatest. Yeah, her team is probably going to end up 5th seed. Depending on how her injury is, maybe 6th seed. Like, it wouldn't surprise me to see Indiana go and beat the Vegas Aces twice. Like, Indiana have their last game of the season is the Aces twice, the Mystics, and the Wings, who are out of playoff contention. And the Mystics, the last game, who could be out of playoff contention by that stage. There is a possibility Indiana win out. So Indiana could end up going 23-17. The Aces need to go 1-4 for the rest of the year. And I think the Aces do face... Oh, no, it's the Wings. They do face the Wings. They're going to beat the Wings. But like, they face the Fever twice, and they face the Connecticut Sun, who are going to need to win the game. So it's not a guarantee that if A'ja Wilson sits for the season. I don't think she will, because she needs to break that point record. So I think she will come back at least for the last 2 games. But I don't know if that's going to help them win. But yeah, so we have the standings right there. The Aces are almost certainly going to drop to 5th. So obviously the standings aren't taken that much into account. It's just the best player. So last season, Wilson had the best season of her career. She was 3rd in MVP. Like, this is WNBA.com. Best season of her career, 3rd in MVP voting. She was great last season, but she was not the best of her career. In the regular season anyway. In the playoffs, fair enough. Last year felt like the pinnacle, one of the great seasons in WNBA history. She shattered that this year, which is hard to comprehend. I don't know if she absolutely shattered it. Statistics-wise, yes, she did. She's averaging 2 more points per game than Taurasi. She's the only person in history to average a 20-10 double-double or better while shooting over 50% from the field. The only other player was Sylvia Fowles. Her hoop stats? I'll say per hoop stats. Wilson scoring 7.5 more points per game and getting almost 2 boards per game while playing nearly identical minutes per game. Everything isn't just the raw stats. Production's felt in her play. The Aces have not played to their standard this season. Ironically enough, like, it is just raw. Everything is raw stats with A'ja Wilson because her on-off numbers, the team are technically better without her on the floor. Napheesa Collier, number 2, yeah. Yeah, she's averaging 20-10, I think. Is she? Am I right in saying Fee's averaging 20-10? She's very close. She is very, very close to averaging 20-10 if she's not. She is at... No. She's averaging 20 and 9.8 rebounds per game. So she probably needs to average like 11 boards a game the rest of the way. She's 3rd in the league in steals per game and 8th for blocks, averaging 3.2 combined steals and blocks, only behind Wilson and Ezzy Magbuer. Collier's impact cannot be underscored, as the Lynx are also capable of break the record for assist rate in a season. Her team's unbelievable, in fairness. How is Sabrina Ionescu number 3? She has been terrible. July 10th's matchup with the Sun is the most significant indicator of Ionescu's growth. In the final minutes, in a slugfest in the fourth, Ionescu ran races down the court off a rebound. Sun star Alyssa Thomas stabled her away. We've seen the story multiple times past few seasons. Even though the Liberty have had the Sun's number, Ionescu struggled to handle ball pressure from Thomas. In this particular game, she is composed. She looked for early offense, sees nothing, keeps her dribble alive for 10 seconds. We're drawing the ball screen in the middle of the floor. She gets to Bonner on a switch, reverses back to attack the paint, puts Bonner on her hip, hits a fall away floater to seal the game with 4 seconds to go. Cool, that was 2 months ago. Big moment. And Sabrina Ionescu was number 2 in the MVP race 2 months ago. But like, no. Just no. I get it, team record. But like, her team is no better than they were last. Well, they're a little bit better than they were last year. And she plays with Jonquel Jones, Breanna Stewart, Leonie Febich, Benijah Laney-Hamilton, Kayla Thornton. Who else is on that team? Niara Sabally. Like, that team is stacked. And that's a super team. And at this point in time, with the way things are going, Caitlin Clark coming into, by the way, Caitlin Clark was averaging like 17 dead points per game before the Olympic break. Sabrina Ionescu has been poor post-Olympic break. Her shooting's been all over the place. And there is a good chance that Caitlin Clark will be ahead of Sabrina Ionescu in every single category. She has now even made... Look at the 3 points made. She has made 16? 16 more 3-pointers than Sabrina Ionescu. So before the break, Sabrina Ionescu had made more 3-pointers than Clark. I know Sabrina's missed a couple of games. Caitlin Clark is also leading in 3 points made per game on a higher percentage, better field goal percentage, Better free throw percentage, more steals, more blocks, more rebounds, more assists by 2.5. As far as points are concerned, 0.1 points difference. 8th and 7th in points per game. There's a good chance we see Caitlin Clark getting herself into the pushing closer to the top 5. There is a good chance we see her getting closer and closer to that top 5 as the season goes on. So there is no way Sabrina. I like Sabrina Ionescu. Put her at 4. Put her at 5. I don't understand how poor she's been since the Olympic break. How you can have her at 3. Stewie's been the best player in the Liberty. Actually, to be honest, you can probably argue Jonquil Jones has been the best player in the Liberty. But it's been between probably Stewie and Jones, especially since the Olympic break. This looks like the MVP was given before the Olympic break. It really does. This looks like a list so far from before the Olympic break. While Stewie's shot from deep hasn't been reliable, she's shooting terribly. But she's been good on defense. She's a good passer. She does everything. The offense kind of runs through her a bit. Stewie just does everything well. And as far as the best players in the world are concerned, I still don't put Caitlin Clark in the Stewie age conversation. I think she's number 3. But for this season, I'm cool with Stewie being 4. That 3 just should be Caitlin Clark. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That 3 should be Caitlin Clark. So I'm guessing to round off the all WNBA first team, Caitlin Clark makes sense. I would probably go with those 4 with Caitlin. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Alyssa Thomas. She had her patented 12, 10, and 10 triple-double yesterday. She has cheap-shotted more players than I can count. She's the dirtiest player in the league. I think Alyssa Thomas is good. She's the dirtiest player in the league. Not easy to follow one of her most impressive seasons, but Thomas has done so admirably. And by the way, since the break, she is basically averaging the same amount of turnovers as Caitlin Clark. She had a 8 turnover, 6 assist game a couple of games ago. And Synergy Sports is statistical points per possessions plus assists, which gauges total efficiency when including players scoring, baskets, and create. Out of 41 players in the league who've used 300, she ranks second, generating 1.34 points per possession when she scores or assists a shot. In other words, she creates efficient, often routinely on a high volume. Who is number 1? Who is number 1 on that, by the way? It's very, very clearly Caitlin Clark. I don't get this. And I've watched the Sun play enough times. Yes, Alyssa Thomas is a good defender. If you want to say defense matters, the gap between them on offense is far greater than the gap between them on defense. And Alyssa Thomas can be a liability on offense. I don't understand this. Oh, Alyssa Thomas is freaking female Ben Simmons. They guard her. They stand under the basket to guard her. She's female Ben Simmons. We have got female LeBron, Luka, Steph combo, and she's female Ben Simmons. Did we not see? She's the only power forward in the league that Alyssa Smith has locked down. Alyssa Smith stood under the basket to guard her. They didn't guard her, and they won last time. Honorable mentions Caitlin Clark. How you can not have her in the top 5. By the way, nobody that has ever, in the history of the WNBA, nobody that has ever averaged 15, 5, and 5 has ever not made the all WNBA first team. So 15, 5, and 5. No one has ever averaged those numbers without making the first team. Caitlin Clark is averaging 19, 6, and she will probably end the year averaging close to 20 points. I think she needs to average 24 points per game through the last 4 to get 20. And through her last 4, she is averaging over 25 points. Through her last 5, 31, 28, 24, 25, 26. There are points in her last 5. She needs to average less than her last 5 through her last 4. And then in her last 4, you're playing the Aces, who are not a good defensive team, with Chelsea Gray trying to guard her. You're playing because Jackie Young is going to guard Kelsey Mitchell. Then you've also are playing against a Wings team where she's going to have 30. A Wings team out of the playoffs, she's going to have 30 on the Wings. And you've also are playing, again, a Mystics team who she's already dropped 30 on, who are going to put Carly Samuelson guarding her. Actually, no, Brittany Sykes is back. Brittany Sykes probably guard her. But, you've got... She will probably end the year averaging 25 and 9. And you're going to have the triple single. You're going to have the triple... Is Alyssa Thomas, I need to check. Is Alyssa Thomas averaging a triple single? She's very, very close to being a triple single. I think Alyssa Thomas is good, but like there's no excuses for Alyssa Thomas on the all WNBA first team. I'm not even sure she's the best player on her team. I'm not joking. Like, she is so lucky she is not averaging a triple single. Like, if she has a few bad scoring games, because she is trying to force, like, I know she's trying to force the assists with an 8 turnover game 2 games ago. She's trying to force passes. Look, 0 in her last 5 games. She only played 7 minutes. I don't know what happened here. But 0, 8, 4, 7. If she has games like this, she will average a triple single. And I get it, stats don't mean everything, but I'm watching these games. She is at times a detriment to her team's offense, Alyssa Thomas. Kat Copper at 7? How was Kat Copper 7? I'm sorry, John Quell. John Quell deserves to be there over Kat Copper. I think she does deserve a spot on that team. And also, Neko Wumake. Neko and... Oh, I'm just not that much of an Alyssa Thomas fan. She's all W second team. But I would have Neko Wumake and John Quell above Alyssa Thomas as well, to be honest. I would have Alyssa Thomas down like 8-9. Like, I get it, her team's good, but like, she plays with Juana Bonner, Marina Mabry, Dejanay Carrington, Ty Harris, and Breanna Jones. Like, she plays with 5 all-star level players and 1 pretty damn good starter in Ty Harris. So, yeah, that is just disrespectful to Caitlin Clark, that list right there.